Overwatch Experimental has had a fresh round of new changes, so I'm just going to read through the patch notes and see what it's all about. I did try playing it last night, but the Experimental card seemed to be down. I don't know, I just couldn't select it. After literally seeing it and reading the patch notes, when I tried playing it, it had disappeared. So I think there was a bug, or people in the Reddit comments were complaining about tanks doing like very little damage, so maybe we'll get a brand new set of changes today, but we'll see. So basically what's happened is the content creators have been asked to come up with some crazy over-the-top balance changes to the experimental card. So it's ML7, Lemon Kiwi, Jake, and Wanted, and they've basically made all these changes. So let's just have a look at some of them. So in general, we've got maximum hit scan fall off range increased to 50% from 30%. There is now a 75% global cap for movement speed buffs applied to allies. Previously, this would have only affected Lucio, but several other heroes can now increase ally movement speed. Added a global 75% cap to movement speed buffs applied to allied heroes, Orisa, Zarya, Lucio, and Symmetra. So I imagine the changes to these characters are going to be a bit different, and there's going to affect the speed. So they've put a movement speed cap on that. And then the fall off range from hit scan is increased to 50% from 30%. That's pretty dirty. But like I say, tanks are doing less damage, but they're doing more tank things now. So they're surviving longer, they're bringing more team utility, and they're drawing aggro basically. It's going like the World of Warcraft route where tanks don't do as much damage as the because at the minute tanks are just so broken. Like Roadhog just one hits everything. Like it's mind blowing that he can heal, he can tank, and he can one hit like tank busters like Reaper. It's so disgusting to me. Like I've been playing a lot of Overwatch the past month, and Roadhog just feels absolutely broken. So I'm interested in this route they're going down with the tanks, where make them draw aggro, make them be a nuisance, rather than like just fucking being tanky DPS, because that's like what it feels like some of them are, like Zarya, Roadhog, etc. So for Reinhardt, armor increased from 200 to 400. Fire Strike enemies hit by Fire Strike now receive 50% less healing for 4 seconds. Very cool. I like the mortal wounds type effect from WoW. That's cool. Charge can now pin multiple targets. I'm really interested in seeing that. I'll try to get some clips for you. Movement speed is increased by 40% for the first 2 seconds of the charge, and can now be cancelled by pressing the ability again. Like, the fact that we can't cancel his Ryan charge currently is so triggering. And why don't we have a ping system? Like, if you play Valorant, you can press Z to ping. Not having a ping is just so annoying in Overwatch. I'm hoping Overwatch 2 will let us do that. So, Orisa, her armor's gone from 250 to 500. Fortify now grants 40% increased movement speed, and allies within 8 meters have 20% increased movement speed and 20% damage reduction. Halt no longer fires a projectile. It attaches a Halt tendril to the nearest enemy target within 5 meters and tethers them to Orisa for 1.5 seconds. That's really cool. Like, Orisa can make a play of like walking into the enemy team and dragging someone out into your team and then just like slaughtering them. Like, cool concept. It's interesting. Like, all of this feels like cool changes that are going to come to like Overwatch 2. Like, it feels like an Overwatch 2 alpha. Like, the beta is like presumably coming out in the next few weeks. Like, the Overwatch League's coming out in April sometime. So I feel like everything's stirring. Content creators are back. Like, they're much more active. The Microsoft deals like going through. Like, there's a lot of stirring in the space, which is cool. And we've been playing it for like the past month, and it feels great. Like, it feels much better than it's felt like in the last few years. So we've got I'm losing me words, but Overwatch is feeling great again, and I love that everyone's talking about it. I love that everyone's getting hyped again. Moving on, so we've got Zarya. Health increase from 200 to 300 armor. Health increase from 200 to 300. Armor increase from 0 to 300. Oh, and they've got rid of a shield health. So she don't recharge her health anymore, but she's got 300 armor to compensate, which is 300 armor is like disgusting, but we'll see. Particle Barrier provides up to 50% movement speed boost to Zarya based on current energy with 0.5% movement speed per 1 energy. So she gets faster the more energy she's got, basically, which is pretty cool. And she can speed up allies if she boosts them as well. People are complaining that she does like no damage now. Like, people are saying she basically like, it feels like she's on minus 100 charge all the time. And Oh, I forgot to mention, like, all of the tanks, like, there's a big, like, overbuff on all of them where all tank weapons, abilities, and ultimate damage reduced by 50%, so all the tanks feel much weaker. Crowd control durations applied to tanks are reduced, which is decent, so you can't CC them as long, but they can't, but they do a lot less damage, so you can kind of just, like, not ignore them, because over time they're going to, like, just CC you, annoy you. They've got a lot of, like, some of them have got effects which help your teammates, like make them stronger or slow things down. Like, there's a lot of cool changes, so let's just carry on reading. Sigma armor has gone from 0 to 200 and they've got rid of his shield health. Hyperspheres now fires 1 projectile instead of 2, but it fires like more than double the speed, so you basically, it's pretty cool. As long as it bounces off walls, I'm happy. I love the bouncing off wall effects and the bouncing off floor thing. Like, the storm arrow changes on Hanzo are like awesome. Bring back scatter arrow, by the way. Accretion now receives an additional charge on a successful hit. Spending additional charges puts the ability on cooldown. Like, I've noticed that the patch notes, like, a bit, they need like a copy editor, like, to sort these patch notes out. They're a bit of a mess. Hire me, by the way. Kinetic Grasp. Sigma is now immune to crowd control while Kinetic Grasp is active. Pretty decent. And his Experimental Barrier is his cooldown's reduced to a minimum 0.1 seconds. So playing Sigma at the minute, there's been bare changes over the last year with him because he's been crazy OP. But when I use his shield now, it doesn't feel very responsive. So he's got his responsive shield back. Wrecking Ball no longer automatically detaches after 6 seconds, can no longer reach maximum speed, deal damage or knock back enemies if grappling hook has been active for more than 6 seconds. Pretty cool. It stops the stalling forever in the lower elos, but you can still make the cool plays by like dangling off a building and then like coming in from some weird angle, which is like a very niche thing, but they kind of got rid of that by removing his grapple claw length. Minefield is basically a flashbang now, so whenever someone triggers a mine, they're gonna get blinded for 2.5 seconds, and all they'll see is the HUD. So that might be a bit crazy. Pile Driver now reduces the cooldown of adaptive shield by 1 second for each enemy hit. Like, I don't really get this because like most wrecking balls initiate with Pile Driver, then the adaptive shield once they've got some damage like getting focused on them, because they don't want to waste their adaptive shield. So this is like, I don't know, it's a bit, I think this is like I'm not sure, to be honest, I don't really get that change, but maybe it'll unlock some different play styles for him. Roadhog, health decreased from 600 to 300, but his armor's gone from that's insane. He's got more survivability now, and he feeds less ult. Now pulls enemy, and he pulls people 75% faster. Let's see what the catch is. Take a breather. No longer heals for a flat value of 300. Now heals 100 health, plus an additional 100 health per nearby ally. What? Oh my god. Roadhog gains 25% damage reduction when near allied damage heroes. Oh, so they're rewarding him for actually playing as the team instead of being like a flanking DPS hog. They're rewarding him for like staying there in the team and using his potion there near allies. That's cool. Roadhog gains 50% damage reduction when near allied tank hero. Oh, they're really rewarding it. Bloody hell. Near allied tank heroes like Overwatch 2. You're only going to have one tank, so that's a bit scuffed, but this is only an experimental fun card. I think it's to like promote the game again, like get some hype back into Overwatch, because everything's coming in the next few months. So that's what this patch feels like to me. A big like, everyone, Overwatch exists, remember us, blah blah blah. And Whole Hog, this is insane, no longer knocks back opponents, and it's cancelable. Like, basically it's a suicide button on live. It feels like a Farrell. You press it in, you're going to get flash or you're going to die, because it's just so, I don't know, you have to use this, like, get rid of a Genji or something, but then you just get hard focused and shot in the head 2 times and you die. So, and the fact that it doesn't knock back people is insane. Like, one of the best things about going against Orisa is whenever she fortifies, pop your ult and you basically insta-kill her. So the fact that you can do that to everybody now feels absolutely disgusting. He's like my most played hero. Like, I've tried keeping Genji up there, but Roadhog is just that fucking broken that I just have to play him. Like, whenever the game's going bad, go Roadhog and you've got a chance of winning no matter what, because he's so influential. And these changes, like, he's still ridiculously influential, and he's a team player more now, like, insane. D.va has been done so dirty. So Passive, she can now glide like Echo basically. Fusion cannons have been reduced by half, so instead of 2 damage per pellet, it's now 1 damage per pellet. I don't know how that's going to stack with the 50% overall damage nerf as well, so she might be tickling like a wet noodle. Defense Matrix now grants 30% ult charge if she blocks an enemy ult. Pretty niche, like it's rare that she does that, but she'll be able to fly around much faster now because her cooldown for her boosters have been reduced by 4 to 2. So she can boost around a lot faster, then she can glide around. So she's like some super nippy fly around tank that can try like catch people out basically. And she's going to rely on like stealing ults to like get her ult charge because she's doing shag all damage now. Winston, armor increase from 100 to 300, 150 to 300, sorry. That's a pretty decent survivability change. Like, armor is so strong in this game. Like, if you remember when d.va had 300 armor, like, holy crap, she was unkillable. Jump pack now slightly launches nearby enemies into the air upon landing. I love this. Like, I've seen people complaining that you don't want that. Well, I've not even, to be honest, I don't think they played the patch, so I'm just going to completely ignore his comment. But this gives you like a wrecking ball slam effect, so Winston's going to jump in, knock them up into the air. I'm hoping it kills air acceleration because they're just going to use that to glide away from you. But if it knocks them up into the air like wrecking ball slam, you just like, it's going that route of helping your team out, supporting your team, rather than like going in doing flat damage. You're knocking people up in the air so your DPS Widow can finally land a headshot after missing for 3 minutes straight. That's the reality of DPS Widows. Primal Rage. Health granted increased from 1,000 to 1,700, but over time it decays by 75 per second to a minimum health of 350. So it's like a Lucio ult basically. This is cool. I like this change. Holding primary fire now. Oh, Jesus! I'll edit that. I just won't. Can't be arsed. Holding primary fire input now charges up a punch. So when he's popped his ult, it's kind of awkward because you kind of jump on people, bat them, jump on them, bat them, but you've got a new way of playing with his ult now where you can like charge it up, jump on him, punch him in the face for like double damage, and it doesn't do double damage, but it knocks them back further, so you can like get more environment kills or position them into your enemy team. I really like that change. More skill, like any cool skill effects you can add to the game, I'm all for it. Damage, so that was your tanks, enjoy. 50% damage nerf to all of them, so people are complaining that Winston does like 30 DPS a second, which is like tickling them. People are saying like he's better off just like getting his big monkey fingers out and like poking them. Damage, we've got Genji, so here we go, bare changes in here. Like, this is already going for like 12 minutes long, so we'll see how long it takes. This might be a 30-minute video. Genji, we've got Swift Strike, now has 2 charges, disgusting. Refund 1 Swift, oh my god, he's just going to be like a demon hunter blasting all over the place. Activating Dragon Blade also refunds 1 charge, dude's going to be like, oh my god. Damage reduced from, right, fair enough, so they've reduced his damage, but 50 to 30. If he still lands like 3 shurikens to your head and dashes through you, it's still going to be an insta-kill, so Genji feels absolutely dirty. Dragon Blade, his Dragon Blade has been reduced from 6 to 3 seconds. After Dragon Blade ends, Genji gains 40% faster attack speed for 6 seconds. I kind of like that. Like, Dragon Blade feels kind of useless towards the end of it, but this like makes him just more efficient, more ninja, in and out type jobby, which is like how he's suited to be played really. It stops people like, I know I have a problem with overcommitting on Genji. I'll get like 2 kills, I've got like a couple of strikes left, but then I'm just like, I kind of end up just suiciding a lot of times, so I like this change. And then he's got 40% faster attack speed for 6 seconds, which, to be honest, I don't think he needs. Like, he's already pretty disgusting with these changes by the looks of it, but really looking forward to playing him. Doomfist, new additional passive. Using a basic ability that dealt no damage to enemies reduces the current cooldown of the other 2 abilities. So this is where, let's say you go in, you whiff your combo, you blast on out of there. Instead of waiting like 10 seconds for everything recharge, you can just waste all of your primary ammo and just get in back into the fight faster to do your combo, which it rewards like... it rewards staying alive instead of just staying in there and feeding, and it also gives you something to do for the next 5 seconds while you're doing nothing, because you can just reduce everything. Seismic Slam can now be cancelled. This is brilliant, so he can now cancel his E because that's a suicide button a lot of the time, so that's good. Anything that like Pharah ult needs to be cancelable, so annoying. Doomfist E, sometimes that just locks you in and you're dead. Roadhog like ult, same thing. Echo, new passive, this is cool, Assimilation. Echo heals for 30% of her current missing health when she gets a final blow. So it rewards like diving in, securing a kill, and then getting back out of there. Like at the minute, it's hard to use her E because you're so squishy when you get in there and your hitbox is quite juicy. Like when you're up in the air flying about, fair enough, it's pretty hard to hit her. But once you get in to try to secure that E kill, you go in a really predictable pattern trying to do it, and your hitbox is quite large when you're in the middle of it all. So this rewards like actually kill confirming, rather than being a little bat that just like throws balls at people and doesn't really do much, because Ari is where her power is, but getting Ari off is really difficult. This healing generates general... Oh my god, she gets ultimate charge for this as well, and this passive also affects her duplicate copy, so she's going to get just more ults, and her duplicate is going to get more ults. That's insane. And glide speed increased by 15%. Like, it's rewarding you gliding in and just laser beaming someone to death, popping your ult, and like, blah, 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 blah. Insane. She'll get like 5 tracer bombs. That's mad. May. Fully frozen targets take 100% increased quick melee damage from all sources. That's pretty cool. This is like my favourite thing. So, Ice Wall now launches heroes into the air when built underneath them. To me, it feels like they're setting up Mei to be like a tank in the next in Overwatch 2. Like, she's getting cryo freeze, increases her size by 50%, so she can like be a wall, a shield for people, and Ice Wall now launches your team and other people into the air, so you can do like positional plays, which at the minute she can already do some cool positional plays, but now she can get the whole team into some even crazier high up places. Like, let's say Hanamura point 2, like say you're defending, you can go on the bridge and boost your team up to like the first platform where you shoot out the windows, but with this change, she could like put it near that platform on the right and yeet you all the way up there, so you can like position the entire team up and like into the entire right side. The only person that can do that at the minute is Symmetra, so very cool changes. I love this. I love the direction they're going. I'm pretty sure in Overwatch 2 they're removing a freeze effect as well, so at the minute she just holds a little snow on you and you freeze in place and it's dead annoying. I think they're getting rid of that and they're just making it a flat slow, so that's cool. So this fully frozen targets thing, punch them in the air type job, I don't think that's going to stay at all, but I would not be surprised if these Ice Wall and Cryo Freeze changes actually stayed in the game. Pharah, we've got Rocket Impacts now apply a 25%, this is insane. Rockets now apply a 25% movement speed reduction for half a second, and the Rocket Impact knockback increased by 100%, so she's going to be able to juggle people again, which is just filthy. Like, she can like shoot the floor and you'll be flown into the air, and then she can just keep juggling you basically. If she can land her shots, it rewards skilled play, and she's going to slow you as well, which is disgusting. Rocket Impacts, I wonder if it's direct impacts. Like, oh my god, if it's like not even direct impacts, that's going to be insane. And then another cool change, Concussive Blast now has 2 charges, but they've like, so to stop you like just completely destroying a tank or a DP or a support, whatever. So you could like concussive blast behind them and then do it again. They've removed that, so there's like a 1.5 second immunity to knockbacks to stop people like just juggling them into the enemy team and getting a free kill. But you've got 2 ability charges, so you can like do a cool one to position yourself and then do another one to position yourself. You can like do some Junkrat double mind jump into your ult type combos, or you could literally concussive blast yourself into the support line, shoot the supports like into your team with concussive blast, and then just annihilate them. Like, really cool combos. I'm loving that. Junkrat, this is really cool. There's so many cool changes. Like, I'm dead happy with this experimental patch. Can't wait to play it later. I'll get some clips for you tonight. So Junkrat no longer has audible footsteps, which is cool. He's like a bank robber, a burglar. Like, it makes sense that, because whenever he's like in the high ground, he can't sneak up on you and like do anything because he's so loud. Like, I swear the audio cues have been bugged, because like I barely hear Reinhardt, but you hear Junkrat from like a mile away. So this is the coolest change ever. Riptire, increased movement speed when detaching from walls. This basically makes his Riptire Lucio. Oh my god, it's just unlocked a parkour skill asset to it, which I absolutely love. So if you're good at Lucio, you're good with Riptire basically. I love that, amazing. Sombra, machine pistol. Sombra feels like a godlike tracer now. She's gonna actually insta-give people coming out of stealth. So weapon spread reduced by 20%, so she can do more damage from further away, and her shots per second increase from 20 to 24, so she feels more like Tracer, and her damage from like further away is going to be more accurate basically. Then her hack cooldown when interrupted increased from 2 to 5. So basically when she hacks you and you interrupt her, it's more punishing now. And then the hack duration reduced from 5 to... So that's... Nobody wants to be locked out of the character for 5 seconds. Like, it just feels ridiculous. Like, another thing is sleep dart feels pretty disgusting, but because she's a support, I can allow it. But then Anna's biotic grenade is just absolutely broken to me. It feels like an ultimate that she gets every 10 seconds. Anti-healing is such a disgusting ability. She can cancel an entire Zen ult. She just completely counters a Roadhog, like, trying to tank for his team. Like, but hack duration reduced from 5 to 3.5 seconds because nobody likes not playing the game, bro. Stealth now has an 8-second maximum duration, so it's rewarding getting involved more often rather than, like, hanging about in the backline in stealth for ages waiting for the opportunity. Like, it's just a lot of wasted time, and like, it's just, yeah. So there's a max duration now, and she no longer plays an audio cue if the ability reaches its full duration, which is very cool. So she can, like, stealth into some cool place, get behind the enemy team, and then get ready to, like, push in. So I quite like these changes. Bastion, this is insane. Like, this seems insane to me. Character size reduced by 15%, cool. His recon mode, ammo increased from 35 to 100, and his weapon spread is reduced by 20%. So he's basically... So this, another thing, his self-repair can now be channeled while firing. So his recon mode just seems insane now. His turret is always awesome anyway. His tank mode is insane. And now his, like, recon mode feels godlike. Can't wait to try him out. Hanzo, we've got the dragons now spawn immediately if the arrow impacts terrain. So you can do, like, some... I'm not sure what this will do, actually. Like, maybe it'll just trigger it faster, and if you're trying to shoot through a wall, it'll, like, catch people out faster. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't really get that, to be honest. Storm Arrow, they're making it less spammy. So recently they've changed it where it now ricochets off a single surface, like Sigma balls. It's not as cool as Scatter Arrow, but I love the ricochet effect. I love the play potential from ricochet abilities. So he no longer fires the next 5 arrows instantly. Now grants a 6-second buff with the following effects. Lunge cooldown reduced from 4 to 1 second. Stormbow movement penalty removed. And his draw time is decreased. So basically, he can jump around the air like a little bunny rabbit and just keep firing at people. So I love this. Like, he's going to fire faster. He's going to have no movement speed penalty. And he's going to jump around like a ninja, just like, pew, pew, pew. Happy with that. Looks cool. Torbjorn, Rivet Gun, now deals a stacking buff that increases its damage by 5. Each buff lasts for 5 seconds. So I'm hoping this isn't on contact, because at the minute with Torbjorn, you basically just spam down a choke point until you finally get a tag. What if this is like a stacking 5 thing where he doesn't have to land damage and it still stacks up? This gives him something to do in them times, like, because it feels like, yeah, this is such a good change actually, because it basically, you fire down a choke forever, you finally dink someone, but then everyone just runs in and overwhelms you. That's what it feels like playing Torbjorn the majority of the time. Unless you've got a team that's really protecting your turret and can actually hold them off. Like, it feels like they just rush forward and you don't have enough damage to deal anything or, like, actually help save the game. So I'm very interested in trying this out. I love a bit of Torbjorn. As long as he's, like, just don't become too oppressive, because his turret can be so annoying. Especially if your team just don't destroy the turret. Ashe, so no longer reloads ammo individually, but her reload takes 2.25 seconds. Might be a bit slow. Actually, I don't know. That might be, people are complaining on the forums that it's slow, but I've not played with it myself yet. But individually reloading can get quite annoying if you're on a streak. Like, an extended team fight, you get weaker and weaker because reloading one at a time is just so annoying. I'll be interested to try this out. Coach gun increased from 10 to 13 seconds, so you can coach gun less. But the damage to me is insane on Coach Gun. It stops you running away, basically. Dynamite no longer deals self-damage. Cool. If you get jumped on... Oh, that's cool. So, if you get jumped on, you can, like, Coach Gun them away. So, they've, like, nerfed that a bit. But in order to compensate, you can do more damage. So, if the Winston jumps on you, you don't shoot the Dynamite on the floor and deal damage to him because, well, you just know you're going to kill yourself, basically. So, I like that. Whenever they did that to, like, Junkrat and stuff, like, it was just great changes. So, very cool. An explosion no longer has damage fall off, so her initial E will do a lot of damage, I'm pretty sure. So that should be cool. I mean, if you hit her hit enemies on the edge of it. Cassidy, and I feel like he's been done well dirty, to be honest. So it's been nerfed from 225 to 200. His left click fires slightly faster, So if you can land your left click, you're a god. But Thunder Hammer has been removed. Combat roll has been extended by 2 seconds. He can no longer combat roll in the air. And his ultimate, they've reduced the visual effects a little bit. It feels like he's been done really dirty. Like, the only thing he's got is like a 0.08 faster fire on his left click, and everything else has been like gutted. So I'll be interested to see how much that change affects him. But his left click is like god mode anyway. Like, as long as he's got his left click, he's like going to be a strong character. Reaper, Shadow Step. So cooldown decreased from 10 to 5 seconds. Can now be used during Wraith form. Oh my god. That adds more play potential. Like, you can dodge Roadhog hook, do some damage, and then that's a good, because you can have your Wraith form ready to dodge his next hook, which is very cool. Because at the minute, Reaper, he's the tank buster, but Roadhog one hits him. It just blows my mind. Every time I go against a Reaper, I just switch to Roadhog because it's like, he just kills him instantly. It's so dumb. You right click, hook them, left click, punch them, and you kill the Reaper in one hit. He's supposed to do that to you as the fucking fat meaty tank. Like, makes no sense. Wraith form, cooldown reduced from 8 to 4 seconds. Sorry, I was talking about Shadow Step before instead of Wraith form, but they've still reduced that from 8 to 4. No longer reload your weapon, no longer apply. So it allows you to dodge more abilities, bam, 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 and then dodge and get out, basically. Like, I quite like this, to be honest. The no reload on the weapon's pretty dirty, but if you can, like, make more play potential, like, get in, get out, like, I'm happy for that. The no leap, yeah, that's cool. Soldier 76, 26 minutes, God, I need to hurry up. Reduced visual effects around Soldier 76 while active. And then Helix Rocket no longer deals self-damage, which is pretty cool. But cooldown increased from 6 to 8 seconds. Cool, I guess. Like, it rewards those, like, Tracer encounters where she's just on you, so you can just, like, blast her. But a lot of the time, she'll just, like, hurt yourself by a lot. Winston jumps on you, you can't really do much instant damage to him. Yeah, this is an interesting change. Widowmaker, grappling hook, increased from 12 to 15 seconds. I just hate Widowmaker, bro. She's so annoying. Like, I hate playing her. I hate playing against her. One character just changes so much about the game. It's just so boring to, like, hide behind a corner the entire game. Cooldown increased from 12 to 15, and then Venom Mine. I like this. Like, Venom Mines are more active. She can place 3 different mines. Cooldowns reduced from 15 to 10. Damage reduced from 15 to 10. Effect duration reduced from 5 to 3. Projectile increased from 20 to 30. So basically, she's gonna perk herself up somewhere in a cool spot, and then she's gonna put a Venom Mine on all 3 of the flanks around her to, like, warn her that there's a flanker near her, basically. But as long as she can just zoom in and left click someone on the fucking head across the map and just insta kill them, she's always gonna be good. Tracer, ultimate cost reduced by 50%. Jesus Christ. Explosion damage reduced from 350 to 190. No longer deals self-damage. That's pretty cool. So she's basically going to insta-give supports and damage, like, whenever she wants. And she's going to get it rapid, but she's not going to be, like, insta-giving tanks anymore, which is cool. We'll see how it works. And we're on to the supports now. 28 minutes in, bloody hell. I don't even have, like, any clips for this yet. So I'll just release this with random clips, and then I'm going to get all these clips tonight. So... Anna, Biotic Rifle, reload decreased from 1.5 to 0.75. It's so annoying when you're, like, getting clutch heal after clutch heal after clutch heal, but your tanks just don't know that they need to back off. Like, they're just taking too much pressure too long. But then you've got to reload, and then they die, and you're just like, I didn't get outplayed there. I didn't, like, fail. I just had to reload. It's, like, quite annoying, but it should be on your tanks, to be honest, to just track back. Be interesting to play with this. Sleep Dart targets now appear and kill. Oh, that's so good. Like, it's so annoying sleeping someone and nobody knows they slept. It's like, if you go on comms, like, it's good if you're in Discord, but in most of the games, like, people have got it muted or they're in the wrong channel, so that's good. Allies now seeing... Oh, that's so good. Like, even on Discord, like Scully or Grace will land asleep and be like, oh, he slept at the back. And I'm like... Where's the back? Like, so, and then by the time I find him, I'll figure out where he is. It's gone. So I'm hoping that icon is, like, you can see it through walls as well. Turrets can now be slept. Amazing. Like, it's so annoying just going against a Torbjorn turret and nobody's fucking dealing with a turret. So this is good. Sleep Dart can now stop... Wait. Yeah, bloody hell. That's insane, actually. Sleep Dart can now stop D.va's mech from flying during self-destruct. So if this is, like... there's certain points with D.va's ult, like Eichenwald point 3, King's Row, like there's a few points in King's Row where you've got that disgusting like diagonal angle where she just throws it over the diagonal angle and there's nowhere to run. So now at least Ana can like outplay that by sleeping it before it gets into a disgusting position. But then you can sort of like counter that by flying it up into the air at an angle rather than flying it in a straight line like a D.va. Fly it at an arc to like have a higher chance of Ana missing it. But any more I love outplays. If you can outplay someone's ult, like just yes. All for it. Nano Boost. Now instead of granting increased healing received to the target, it now causes the target to also heal for 50% more. Casting time reduced from 0.15 to 0. So it's rapid, does more. It now causes the target to also heal. Does that mean supports heal more or they take 50% more healing? I think it just gives like boosting so if you boost a Lucio, if you do that by accident, it'll actually have an effect because he's going to do more damage and he's going to heal his team more, which is cool. So stops the Boostio bullshit. It's more instant to like reward you. And then final blows dealt by enemies affected by Nano Boost. Oh, that's sick. So if you get someone that pogs off, although if you get someone that's pogging off, you don't really need your cooldowns to be lowering. I don't know, it's a cool change. Baptiste. Exo boots, I love this. Maximum jump height increased by 50%, and because of that, they've reduced his time to they've increased his time to charge to 2. So he's basically got the exact same jump he's already got, but you can hold it for even longer and jump even higher, which I like that. Very cool. It basically gives you, with Winston, if you're in a tricky spot in the middle of a team, a strat is to just like go vertical, jump as high as you can into the air, hope and pray to God your Ana or your Mercy lands a heal on you, and then land back into the fight. This is like same concept on him, it feels like. Immortality field, so duration decreased from 5 to 1.5 seconds, cooldown decreased from 25 to 23 seconds, and now prevents allies from dropping below 20%. That's cool, like. I'm not sure. Like, nobody focuses lamp I don't know. I don't really know. I don't really have an opinion of that, to be honest. Like, he's still got his like get out of jail free card, but it just doesn't last very long now. And you've got to get heals down like very quick, basically, to keep people alive. But they'll have 20% health instead of 10% health. Immortality. We'll see what it does. I love this ult change though. Amplification Matrix. Baptiste can now deal self-healing with Biotic Launcher while the ultimate is active. This is so good. Like, love that. Duration lowered from 10 to 8 seconds. Brigitte. Inspire healing effect expires immediately if she dies. I like that. Shield Bash. Distance covered increased by 15%. Now retains more velocity when colliding with terrain. Love that change. Like, a longer shield... more range on your shield bash, or like you dash further, and you like can ramp. Basically, you can like Moira ramp and Doomfist ramp up things now, which I'm all for. This whip shot feels very odd to me. So while Rally is active, whip shot functionally changes to the following: damages and knocks back all enemies within a 7 meter radius, restricts Brigitte's movement speed for 0.75 seconds, and increases the cooldown by the remaining duration of Rally plus 4 seconds. Oh, that's pretty cool, actually. I didn't realise it was... I read on the forum, someone was complaining that why would you want to knock back 7 enemies for... whatever, like, I don't really play Brigitte a lot. I'll just see how that plays, to be honest. I don't really have an opinion on that yet. Lucio. Wall riding damage increased from 20 to 25. Amazing change. I love that. Reward the Lucios that are like Frogzios that can just wall ride and bounce off the walls. I'm hoping that works while wall riding. I think that would be better if he was like jumping off a wall as well. I hope it like triggers while he's got momentum jumping off a wall. Maybe not while he's airborne because he could just jump and headshot you for more damage. But while wall riding, I agree with. But my style of Lucio is I like bunny hop between walls, so rarely do I wall ride. Like I touch the wall for like a millisecond and just like wall jump as much as possible. So it'd be nice to know that if that affected like what I was saying there. Sound barrier, I love this so much. Although the problem with Lucio's is them going on their own little mad missions and playing for themselves. And this sound barrier kind of promotes that. But you can do some insanely cool plays with it, which I'm all for. Anything that lets you do cool plays, add it to the game, I'm happy for it. So sound barrier, enemies that are in the area of effect are now knocked back 6 meters. So you can peel for your team much better, but then You've also going to have those like DPS boop Lucios that are going to try just like Lucio charge into the enemy team and try boop like the people off the map, wasting sound barrier basically. So you're still going to have the problem of Lucios like playing for themselves, but I love this change. Here we go, Mercy. The bloody hell, there's a lot going on with Mercy. Basically, she can now resurrect up to 5 people at once, so they've brought her insane ult back. Back in the day, the meta was everyone would die, and then if you were still alive, the meta would be quick die, quick die, quick die, so the Mercy can fly in and get a fat res on everybody. So they've brought that resurrect back. Maximum range increased from 5 to 8 meters, and they changed it to her ult. So that'll be interesting. And then Valkyrie is no longer an ultimate ability, is now ability 2, which is disgusting. Healing increased from 55 to 70 healing per second. Her staff beam no longer attaches to... Oh, that's good. So she can't AoE heal everyone. I agree with that. Duration reduced from 50... Oh, that's sick. So instead of like being ridiculously OP for 50... I just hate them off. Like, she was ridiculous when she first got released. She's impossible to hit. Her fucking healing is disgusting. Like, killing a Moth Mercy is just a nightmare. She's so OP. Duration reduced from 15 to 3 seconds. Love that. Cooldown is now 20 seconds, so she's got a get out of jail free card every 20 seconds, but it only lasts for 3 seconds, which I agree with. Flying movement speed decreased from... Yeah, she just flies so ridiculously fast, it's so dumb. And then Guardian Angel movement speed reduced from 25 to 20. Cool changes, we'll see how they play out. Moira, new passive, so whenever she melees someone, it slows them by 30% for 1 second. And it's got a 10-second cooldown per enemy, so you can't just spam slow people. Biotic Grasp, so basically a heal. She's now got 12.5% a larger pool on her healing, so she can heal for longer without having to recharge it. Biotic Orb no longer changes speed when near valid targets. I hate this change. Like, she'll fire like a damage orb into a room, and it just like kind of latches onto you, and it just feels horrible. It's like no aim, no brain, must be a Moira main. Like, it used to be a famous Winston saying, but Moira feels like the biggest no brain aim character to me. She feels so OP in like a duelist situation, so I agree with that. Orbs now move at a constant 5.5 meters per second, so back to how it was. After activating the ability, holding primary fire or secondary fire for 1 second will cause you to fire faster orb. The copy editing on these patch notes are a shambles. For 1 second will cause you to fire faster orb that moves at a constant 20 meters per second. I don't know what that means. Like, that makes no sense. I had a cool idea back in the day that once she fires her E out, or her biotic orb, she should be able to like manipulate its direction. She should be able to like right click it and then like ping it somewhere else, like change its direction. I thought that would be a cool thing. So future experimental cards, sign me up. Sign me up. 120k followers on TikTok. I must be getting into the content creator range, which is recognizable at this point. Like, YouTube is like 2.9k subscribers right now. That's your prompt to like and subscribe. Love you all. I nearly like did my sign out then because it's like my sign. I'm like, hasta vista peace, but we're not done yet, folks. We've still got Zenyatta, the G. Coalescence. This is for Moira, sorry. Channeling on an enemy target. I love this. Channeling a target for 2 seconds. So if you keep your laser beam on someone for 2 seconds, it'll lift them off the ground like a Sigmaril or a pile driver. I think the 3 seconds is a little bit broken. Like, having someone up in the air for 3 seconds is basically a death sentence, but she's got to channel her ult on you for 2 seconds, so we'll see how that feels. What else? This effect can happen once per enemy. So you could do some crazy outplays where like you purposefully avoid the Reinhardt, laser beam like the Zenyatta on the back line, and then the Zenyatta floats above the shield, and then you can kill the Zenyatta. I love cool playmaking potential things like that. But it can only happen once per enemy. So she can't just juggle you in the air forever. And then Zenyatta, we've got new passive, Elevation. Zenyatta can jump higher if he holds the jump button. Love that. He floats all the time anyway. Like, why can't he levitate and do some cool things? Orb of Destruction. Ammoing. Oh, I love that. So he's got more ammo from 20 to 25. Just lets him funnel out balls longer. Orb of Harmony. These are pretty cool, unique changes. So, if it's attached to an ally for 2... So this rewards staying on like one person basically. So you can like pocket someone in a way here. So if you keep your ball on a tank for 2 seconds, they get a 20% damage reduction, which is insane. Damage get a 10% movement speed increase, which is also insane. And supports healing received go from 30 to 40 health per second, also insane. Love that. Anything that like adds more dynamics to the game, I'm all for. I saw people complaining in the red, like Reddit is just, it's got like gems here and there, but the Reddit commenters and the degenerates on Reddit have just the worst takes, like the salted, the disgustingly toxic, and they just have terrible takes on the game. And they were saying that they shouldn't add like things that add dynamics to Overwatch. Like, Overwatch needs to be like, press F1 and completely understand the character. Like, it was such a bad take. Like, you want more complexity and more playmaking potential in the game. Like, it was just such a bad take. Orb of Discord, damage amplification reduced from 25% to 20%. I agree with that. Currently, his Discord feels absolutely broken. Like, if you look in the top 500, all the supports are Zens, because that 25% Discord damage is just insane, bro. And then finally, we've got a surprise at the end. Symmetra is now a support. This has been theorized for a long time. So people are saying like they should do this for ages. So basically, her turrets are now going to heal teammates instead of doing damage to the enemies. So I love this change. How it'll play out, I have no idea. People are saying the sentries are in crazy tanky, so you can't just melee a turret now. They've got 50 health instead of 30, so they no longer deal damage. They now heal allies. It heals 20 health per second per turret, so you can make cool flanking. You can this is so cool. You can basically make like temporary health packs in like flanking positions for your flankers. I love this. It's so good. And then maximum range increased from 12 to 20 from 10 to 12. Building time reduced, so they activate quicker as well. Her cooldown is shortened from 10 to 8 seconds on them, and it no longer, it can't slow the target movement. So this, like I say, you can either like make a super like strong healing point for your tank, or you can like put up these like temporary health pack like stations for your flankers. I absolutely love it. Her photon projector damage per second decreased, so her left click isn't as OP. Secondary fire has also been reduced. Secondary fire deals up to 50% increased damage to non-heroes like turrets and barriers. Oh, I love that. So she kills Bob and turret and shields faster, but her left click and right click damage has been reduced overall. And then ammo increased from 70 to 80. Cool. Teleporter, cooldown increased from 10 to 12 seconds. Allies that take the teleporter receive a 40% movement. Oh, dude, that's sick. This effect has a 10-second cooldown per ally, so you can't keep going through it, activating like the speed boost. And then finally, Photon Barrier, health reduced from 4,000 to 2,005. I like this. It feels like you just can't break her ult. There's no like outplaying her ult. You just kind of have to wait. Whereas if everyone like focuses her ult now, you can actually deal with it. Duration reduced from 12 to 10 seconds, and her ultimate cost reduced by 9% to like make changes for this. So, what do you reckon? That's all the changes. I've not played myself yet. Like I say, the experimental card, I literally clicked on the experimental card, began reading the patch notes last night, went to play it, and it got taken down. So I was on Twitter like, what the fuck? Everyone was on Twitter like, where experimental card? Like, blah, blah, blah. So, hopefully it's there today. Can't wait to play it. What else have we got? I'll just wrap up. We've got Shadowlands. If you're a World of Warcraft player, Shadowlands 9.2 has got a release date for the 22nd and the 23rd of February, depending on the EU and A servers. We've got the first 8 raid bosses coming out for the Sepultura first ones on March the 1st. Then March 8th, we've got the mythical difficulty unlocked for all bosses on normal, heroic, and mythic difficulty. We've got a new zone, Zereth Mortis, new progression system, Cypher of the first ones, 11 boss raid, Sepultura of the first ones, a new Mythic Plus season, a new Torghast wing called Jailer's Gauntlet, return of class tier sets, obtainable from multiple sources, equip double legendaries now, 1 Covenant, 1 normal, Survival Hunter Gang, what's up? Solo Shuffle is being introduced, so there's like a solo queue now. It's a new PvP brawl to test Arena solo queue for the future patches, especially 10.0, which is rumoured to be a Dragon Isles thing, so that'd be very cool. Hopefully we get a new tank, healer and DPS like Dragon class, because it's been a while since we had the Demon Hunter and the Death Knight release and the Monk releases. New pets, mounts, toys, transmog sets and secrets, a new sub-profession, Proform Synthesis. Very cool. Let me know what you think. Grand finale. Join my socials, check out my TikTok, we're nearly at 120k followers. I'm going to be doing a lot more Overwatch content now that everything's stirring again. If you like crypto, gaming, NFTs, go through my link tree in the description. There's also a free game called pizzapresser.com. It's a free incremental game I made, like Cookie Clicker, which you can play in your browser. There's 3 levels to it, so it's more than it looks. Join the Discord, get involved, and then finally, Total War Warhammer 3 is coming out in a week, less than a week actually, on the 17th of February, on Thursday. So you can pre-order that, and if you want to support the channel, use the link in my link tree. It's the 5th link down. If you pre-order that, maybe I can get some more cool sponsorship opportunities with Creative Assembly and stuff, so that would support the channel massively. That's everything, 45 minutes. Thanks for watching. I love you all. Hasta la vista.